Yo, how we doing, everyone? Yes, Big Lion. This is Lionheart. I'm Carson, and my co-caster today is Jager. Do you want to introduce yourself?
All right, what's up, boys and girls? How you all doing? We're back this week again with Lionheart, side by side, going to cast some good games today. There are some really interesting games. So, firstly, we are starting with the game and series also from Mini and Aykin, and then after that, we will see what other games that are running, and then we will be moving on to those for sure. Yeah, I will adjust the command for the Nightbot in a second. So
So, you guys should be able to shortly. Excellent. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you should now be able to see the game. Any issues,
yep,
Jaeger? Please let me know.
yeah,
Uh,
it works fine.
Excellent. And without further ado, welcome everyone. This is game one between Minimoult and Aykin, or AKA Tit, as I like to call him, and I may be referring to him as Tit throughout this, because that's
1 second before we start.
yeah.
So just uh, double check the stream layout. So you just have to hide the timeline a bit better. Just put the scoreboard on top of the timeline correctly.
Okay.
Thanks, Harrison. Where's Josh? I don't know. We have been having some big issues, and this is also a new overlay, so it's a bit troublesome.
I'm not able to move that for some reason.
Uh,
It looks like it's in a decent position though.
huh. Okay.
Yeah, it's not letting me move it, unfortunately, Harrison. I'm not sure if you want to tell us why, but yeah, good. No, keep me updated, mate. Appreciate that. But I think we're good to go, right? Any other issues?
Yeah, I guess. We can start from now on.
Good stuff.
He's asking, did you use 80%? Yeah, I think he used the 80%. So I guess we will adjust that for the next games.
Okay, yep.
Don't you worry.
Just drop me a reminder. Nice one. Okay, let's kick off then, because we're slightly running overdue. So, starting in the north, we have Minimoult playing as the Ottomans on the map Finland. Great map, one of my favourite maps of the new European ones. It's just got everything going for it. You've got a bit of water for the water play. You've got plenty of TP. You've got the TP line in the middle, and you've got TP lines, sort of this ship TP line, if you will, next to their bases. So Minimoult starting as the Otto and Tit playing as the Haudenosaunee. What do you think we're going to see here, Jaeger?
Well, this is I'm really surprised that Mini went for Ottoman for this map uh, because he only can secure the central trade post for the stagecoach, because the side trade posts, they have a different, I would say, a different trade post route. So it's not the same as the central one. So if you want to go with the stagecoach with Ottoman, you must go for the map control for the central side all the time. So, and also at the same time, Tit is playing as Haudenosaunee, which is also really decent save at the moment, especially on H2 with the Kenyas and the timing on the big button. But we will be seeing that how this game goes on.
Yeah, I agree about the TP line. Ottoman definitely do like to go for the stagecoach eco options. However, I did actually, on one of my series, I can't remember, I think it might have been versus Turk, I actually played Ottoman on Finland as well. And it's not just the TP line. Ottoman do have some other options. Now, I believe I went for the House of Vasa FF option. Which gives you the 4 Torp wagons, and I really felt like that synergized well with the Ottoman FF. You also have the water as well, which Ottomans are prone to a cheeky water boom here and there. So although the TP line's not that strong on this map for Ottomans, I do think they have plenty of options. So we'll see what's going to what Minimoult decides to do. And Minimoult being Minimoult, no doubt we'll see something quite eco. So that's going to be interesting to see. Haudenosaunee Tit has gone for the open dock, which is something we see quite regular with Haudenosaunee, especially on water maps. So we're probably going to see, how many boats shall we see? 4 or 5 boats maybe? And then he probably won't build many more after that. And then he'll age up still at a decent time. So yeah, we're going to see some decent eco play from Tit here as well.
Yeah, I guess I'm surprised that Tit didn't go with the Traverse wagon to just do some aggressive stuff for the central central position of the map, knowing that I guess he already noticed that Mini is taking the central trade post, so he could just go for the early aggression and just deny him from the trade post.
So we can see here, Minimoult's already going for the second TP. We'll take a quick look over at Minimoult. So, interesting. So we don't actually see a house from Minimoult. Wow, okay. Decided to go for Silk Road. So this is something we see often. What Ottoman will do is, I mean, actually, he hasn't even picked up any wood to go for a house. So what he's done is he's left the, other than using the 200 wood to get the initial TP, he's left all his opening starting crates on the floor until this comes out, because that increases each 100 crate by 25%. So essentially giving him another 25 resources per crate. So he's used that. He's used this. That's given him an extra 200 wood to be able to get a TP. He's stocking another 100 wood. So I imagine we'll see a house at some point. Is going to not going for the early 3 villagers is going to hurt Ottoman. It's going to not, their eco is not going to be strong. Okay, wow. Now we got Sublime Porte, which is not something you see very often.
What?
So I've only seen this card used a handful of times, and what it does is when the shipment arrives, it changes all your food into wood. Now, I've seen this a handful of times, and what it's used for is to get the, I believe it's the church upgrade, which gives you those, I can't remember the name of them.
He doesn't even have the church card, that's the problem.
Yeah, so that's why I'm even more intrigued. So I'm not sure what we're going to see here. Maybe he doesn't have schooners in his deck, so we're not going to see a water boom.
Was that a blunder on making the deck?
Do you know what? This is Minimoult we're talking about. So he's, without a doubt, he's here, top 10 player. He's got plenty of experience. We're going to see what he's going to spend that wood on now. No doubt we'll see the TP coach come in, which it has. We are seeing another TP go up, so really going for the TP, probably the TP boom here. I'm not sure whether this gets upgraded. Maybe this gets upgraded actually, as well.
It does upgrade. And also, one more thing, he's going for the House of Wasa as well. He's already placing a TP there, so he's going to build it. And as you said, he's probably going for the tech, which he gets the torps, the 4 torps. So that's going to be 4 house plus the trickle from the torps. That's going to be really huge, actually.
Yeah, so that's already starting to be built. So we use that for 100 food and 100 wood. He's also put down his standard barracks and artillery foundry. So we're going to see some Jan's Abbas most likely here. So yeah, so really well played by Mini. I really like the way he's just got so much wood out of nowhere, and wood being the most difficult resource to gather. Yeah, that's a really nice way of obtaining so much wood in such a short period of time. We do see some lag issues here. I do apologize to chat for watching this. It must be the recording end, because it's certainly, I doubt it's my end. Everything's working fine with me.
Yeah, I suppose it's the game itself, yeah.
So we do get, it sort of sorts itself out, but it does lag a little bit. So I do apologize about that. We'll see if the next game sorts itself out. But yeah, so we're going to see some Jan's Abbas, no doubt. I do like the House of Vaza. Like I said, I actually used House of Vaza when I played in my series, and I did go for the Torp. So maybe we're seeing some Minimoult, still a little bit of Lionheart tech info there. But yeah, I really like how he's synergized this card here, the Sublime Porte and Silk Road. So like I said, he is still sitting on 12 12 villagers, so he hasn't got a great eco at the moment, but Stagecoach is up, so the longer that stays up, the better. It does also upgrade the TP near your base, in case anyone wasn't aware, which I wasn't, so that's a nice little bonus. We'll take a quick look. Now shipping 700 gold, so maybe even going for the age, Jager. What do you think?
Well, he could go for it, but I wonder if Tit gonna go for Fortress as well and just go with the Prowler Mass on H3 and make some Kenya with it. Because that could be probably a really nice combo against Ottoman. Just have the Kenyas on the Abus and the Prowlers to melt down the Janissaries. But we'll see if... nope, doesn't seem like it. All right.
So,
Seems
yeah, we're
like
going to see some early aggression from Tit here. Maybe he's seen... We'll take a quick look to see if he's actually seen... So he has actually seen the stable and the artillery foundry go down. So maybe Tit thinks that he's going to be doing some H2 play, which is maybe what Minimoult actually wants. We are going to see some Janissaries come out. The 700 wood is down. He's not macroing now for going for Fast Fortress. He has actually gone for the Torp boom from the House of Vaza, so that's really nice. So that's what he would have used some of that wood for earlier, because it's now produces all that population space, and now it's going to go for some Jan's Abus. So going to see some age 2 battling it out here by both sides, which is nice to see. You don't always see some age 2 play. I think Minimoult wants to establish himself on the map. He wants to make sure that Tit can't do anything to take this TP boom down. So I think going for the age 2 to establish that dominance with the TPs and dominance with the map control is definitely the right play by Minimoult here.
Yeah, that's a really, as you said, also smart move by him. So it's just, I feel he has the upper hand right now, but at the same time, he's also under pressure because it seems like Tit is going for the early aggression. But at the same time, we saw that Tit is having some fish on the water, some fishing boats on the water. So that's going to be additional extra resource trickle that will be giving him extra advantage over time. But we'll see how Mini will react to this initial attack.
So this is wow, that's 10 horsemen, Kanye West as I like to call them, out on the map, and there's only 5 Janissaries there, and that is not going to be enough to defend against these 5 Abers, which are slowly getting wilted down. More Janissaries coming out, Minutemen being popped out, which is definitely the right action to take. However, those Abers look like they're going to go down. This fight is lagging very hard.
Yeah, I have the actually game running. I have the same issue as well inside the game. I don't know what's the issue. I guess their own game was also lagging or something.
Yeah, it could be the case. However, he's probably going to just about hold this off. Does have the defender's advantage, so the Minutemen popping out, TC fire, so that's great. I don't know how much of a good trade that was. He did lose at least half of his cav, more than half of his cav. Most of his light infantry, the AN, are going to go down. However, he did just about clear up most of Minimoult's army. So probably a fair trade to both. However, if we look at the economy of both, Minimoult probably going to have the advantage due to the TP line and the Torp boom that he's got going on. We'll take a quick look over to Aykin. He does have a few boats. Like we said, I said 5 or 6 boats, and he's got 6 boats out. Be interesting to see if he goes for more of a boat boom. Kind of currently macroing to produce more Aena. So wants more light infantry. He knows that Minimoult's going down Abyss now, so he's going to try and counter. Going to go for a bit of a raid as well. Minimoult pushing out now. I think the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for Minimoult. So Tit does need to kind of try and make something happen.
Yeah, surely that will be the case because of the torps that he got, and also the additional XP bonus that Mini is getting from the House of Vasa trade post. That's gonna also help him to achieve more shipments throughout the game. So I guess you're completely right. So the longer the game gets, it will be more beneficial, I guess, for Mini.
Yeah, so trying to go for some raids, not picking up too much. Minimoult's pushing out now. Maybe thinks Tit's going to be going for the age up. which is why he's been so aggressive. He really doesn't have that many Janissaries, so it's quite a brave push. Does look like he might pop 1 or 2 villagers here, and Tit still hasn't noticed. Oh, is he going to micro that well?
Boy.
2 goes down. Very good, very good. So 2 villagers, great little pop there. He's going to run away. Yeah, excellent response by Mini there. Really nice play. Still got that TP boom right behind his base. So Tit doesn't want to leave that stagecoach boom in for too long, so he does want to make something happen. He is massing cav and light infantry, which is definitely the right response. However, it's going to all come down to micro and his timing push. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, as you said, also, I'm not sure if earlier you noticed, Tit was leading in terms of the score, but right now, as you can see, he's falling behind just because of the stagecoach boom. And also all the trickles that Mini is getting from the torps, which is really helping him.
Yeah, so this gold mine is just never going to end because these are just going to... It's almost an infinite gold source for these torps, gathering at 0.3 food and 0.27 gold. Trying to siege down this TP, which looks like it probably will go down, and really utilising the Cavs' mobility here. And Janissaries and Abbas, it's going to take a long time to get them back here. Some fight going on, so as a response, Minimoult is deciding to push. Going to try and do some damage of his own. Do have to bear in mind as well, looks like he's got the bigger army, that the House of Vaza big button is going to come in soon, and that's a really great eco button. It's going to give villagers gather plus 25% faster and buildings plus 10% faster. So bear in mind he does have those torps, so that's going to be a really, really nice eco boost when that comes in. Up to 22 villagers now as well. Really sort of into macro heavy on food as well, so I'm wondering what that's going to be. Maybe we're going to see some a gold shipment coming in at some point. Maybe he wants to age. Maybe he wants to build more Janissaries. Yeah, really good eco at the moment for Minimoult. I'm sure he's going to want to get that. We do see Tit going for that stagecoach though, so we'll keep an eye on that. Cav coming in, and that is a lot of Cav. Janissaries are going to have to work really hard here.
Oh god.
Not sure what his Avis are doing.
Be the moment.
Okay, maybe he took way too much damage there. Abbas are on the back line firing, so this is really, really good positioning for Minimoult here. Tit really kind of dived in and didn't micro too much there. Does have the Tomahawk slowing these Abbas down as well, so that's really nice. The Cav are going to come in, but oh, no, they're just, okay, no, they're parving. They didn't really want to take that. The Cav have really been whittled down here, and it doesn't look like the Aena are going to be able to do enough damage to these Janissaries with these Abbas just absolutely slaughtering them in the back.
Yeah, that was a really nice micro by Mini, I would say. Now he's just struggling a bit. I mean, I would have expected Tit to just win that fight really nicely, but as you can see, now it's just the edge of the fight, and it seems like Tit is just kiting back and forth.
Yeah, so that was really nice by Minimoult. So what we got here, we've got these trees around this little, where this fight happened. We got this market here. So it all creates, and the big button coming in now. Absolutely beautiful music there. Absolutely love it. And if we take a quick look at these buildings, they're going to be, what's that, a 10% increase. The villagers are going to be another 25% increase. Don't have placer mines yet, but 0.75 for not having placer mines is pretty good. So yeah, so that's the big button coming in. That's going to be a really nice eco boost for Mini there. Going back to the fight, as I was saying, we have this market positioning here as well. So it just kind of created this environment where it was really difficult for Cav to find any sort of good parving to come in, and really lots of choke points so the Janissaries could just melee them down. So not a very good fight for Tit to pick there. Really could have even maybe destroyed this market and given him more options to go in. However, he's now going for the second TP here. Did build this one as well that he took down earlier, so that's really nice play by Tit, really denying this TP stagecoach boom really well.
Yeah, I guess Mini had the early advantage of the stagecoach, and now Tit is just punishing him. And at the same time, as we said earlier, we have to bear in mind that Tit is still in the water and Mini is not. So I guess if the flow of the game goes just like this, that Tit just punishing Mini's trade post for no value, I guess that's going to be really bad for Mini.
Few villagers going down here for Minimoult, so that's a really nice pickup by Tit. But I do think he really needed to take a good fight. He really needed a good trade that last fight. Otherwise, he was always going to be down in score. Has brought it back somewhat. It's going to pick off more military here. So now sort of going to try and dominate the TP line. So that's really nice play by Tit. Minimoult has just aged now. So we'll see what Minimoult is deciding to go for here. He's gone for the 5 vills as well to boost that villager production. Still is only on 23 though. Spahi coming in now, so this could be the decider here.
I just loved it how he sent the 1,000 shipment first, and then he just said, no, I'm not gonna go for that yet. And then Spahi's just gonna come in instead.
Yeah, I think Spahi is the absolute perfect counter to this mass here. Only got light infantry and cav, so nothing really to... He's got a few tomahawks in the back, but that is just not going to be enough against Spahi, especially with reinforcing Janissaries and Abbas in the back line. So Tit knows he's not going to be edging up anytime soon. Yep, so really needs to make something happen. Understands that Minimoult spent all those resources in aging up, so he's likely going to have more army. Spahi just popping out now. Great pop. Right on the light infantry, and there's going to be absolutely no answer. The cav are on the back. I'm really not sure what they're doing there. They need to be body blocking if he has any chance of beating the Spahi. The Tomahawk are going to be meleeing, just buying enough time for these Ayana to try and run away, but it's not going to be enough unless he's got any reinforcing batches coming in, which it doesn't look like he has. So the Spahi going to absolutely destroy these Tomahawks. Still got 4 left, so the Tomahawk did a good job in taking at least one of them down. But the Ayana are going to be running with their tail between their legs. Canyon Horseman at the back, really not finding anything. Town Centre, it's going if you want it, boys. Okay, Spahi coming back. And I tell a lie, there are still 5 Spahi left. So really nice.
Did he, I wonder if he saw the TC is going up or not?
Well, he definitely would
check the fog of war and see if he saw that the TC is going up there.
He did see it, so either just decided he didn't want to go for it because, you know, the Spahi might be preying around, or just didn't see it and it's too much macro for poor Tit. But either way, the TC is going to go up, so that's, again, going to be really nice eco for Minimoult. What I imagine we're also going to see is, yeah, just dominating these TPs again. As we've seen, like, it's really been a really tight battle for these TPs, and that's really good to see. Minimoult doesn't... he's put so much resource into getting all these TPs, getting the stagecoats for them. You know, he has to take control of these TPs and get them back. So I think that's what we're going to see. We're probably going to go up to the North TP now as well. Does actually have a boat out as well, if we take a look at the water. So
yeah, I just noticed that as well, that he's using the galley to cause some trouble for Tit, and that galley is just gonna be in a right spot. Now he's gonna idle a lot of fishing boats, as you can see, and now he's just gonna go on them again and again and again until Tit just decides to go for a warship or something.
Yeah, so that's a really nice response by Minimoult, and that would have been his age up option, which is, I believe, is the 1 galley and the 400 wood. So really, really smart option there by aging up with that, because I don't believe he's built a dock. No, so usually what you would see is the fast age up button for Ottomans in that position. However, knew that Haudenosaunee would be on the water here, so really wanted to deny him any more fish in the sea. So yeah, great response there for Mini. Looks like Tit does want to go up now. Realizes he can't stay in age 2 forever, especially against this age 3 mass. So he's going to be making a mixture of things and deciding to go up. So nice play by Tit. Looks like this second TP is going to go down. Kanye West trying to get some raid out here. Looks like they may be able to pick something up. Spahi are hot on their tail though.
Yeah, this is a really tense position, I would say, because like Mini is just trying to booming out slowly, but at the same time Tit is just causing so much chaos with those Kenyas. He's just pulling him left and right. I guess I would say he's just buying time for himself until he hit the age up, and then after that he can just respawn with the musket rider or even forest crawlers and just deal with the Spahi Janissary mass.
Yeah, he wants to be careful here because this is nice micro by Mini, using the Janissaries to get that snare on the Kanye West, and that's gonna. Oh, is the Spahi gonna get us? Is it gonna get the snare on? It is just about. Oh, and look at the area damage on it, absolutely insane.
Oh god!
And these horsemen really being wilted down.
Really good.
Yeah. Great play by Mini there.
He could just raid some wills there, to be honest. I guess he could get like 3 or 4 wills there easily.
Yeah, the Spahi are hot on their tail, and he has lost a lot of horsemen there. Little battle going on in the middle of the map here, probably trying to establish some map control. Does want that war hut down. I like this. It's gonna definitely hurt trying to push in against the war hut. However, it's probably gonna have to give it up for free, which would be a massive shame. We're dealing with veteran Janissaries and Abyss guns, so it doesn't feel like he can take that trade. TPs are both up now for Minimoult.
That was a sad moment to see that Warhut goes down before it's going out.
Yeah, and scores are... Minimoult is starting to run away with the score now. Not sure what Tit's response is going to be here. So some musket riders are coming out. He's definitely going to need those infamously good skirms as well. The forest prowlers, which I can see 1 or 2 of here. However, is it going to be enough? That is the question.
I guess it's more, again, depending on the position of the fight. I mean, like earlier we saw Mini just win that fight just by kiting between the trees easily. That was a really nice move by him. And if I'm not mistaken, I just saw a warship coming out from Tit.
Yeah, so a little canoe that just came out. Obviously wants to do some damage against the ship. Doesn't want these boats, the settler boats, in there forever. So he's probably going to try and get a few canoes out just to try and establish some more dominance on the sea again. However, that's a huge resource kind of investment for Tit, especially considering the position that he's in. This was almost free for Minimoult, you know, because he aged up with the galley. And if you think how long these boats have been denied like any resource, like this has been such a great age up option for Minimoult. So again, it's just really nice play. Tit didn't have anything to protect it, so we'll see if he will keep an eye. More canoes coming out. But again, that one's not going to be enough. He's going to need more than that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just tried to just use the fishing boat as a tank. And just now we saw that. But I guess at the same time, his attention was not on the warship. I guess he's just trying to pay attention to the map and try to sort out the position.
So again, it's just absolutely beautiful music. Did you hear it? The little vase, a big button. It's just absolutely beautiful.
It's really nice.
I love to hear it. It's probably my favorite little theme with the new natives. So again, that eco tech coming in, he got this near the beginning of the game, and that's allowed him to stock up 2 big buttons. So again, it's the little things, and now he's got 34 villagers. These torps are still here, so really nice eco boost once again for Minimoult.
Yeah, and the Falconet shipment is dropping in, and probably is gonna pick up some aggression with those. I mean, with the mass of Janissary, with the Janissary combat, he also have him on those Janissaries, and also a really nice mass of boost gun. That's going to be really dangerous for Tit to deal with, so Tit really should be looking for those.
Really nice raid here, picking up by Tit. Doesn't have that many Kanye West. It's going to be mostly musket riders, which aren't quite as effective at killing villagers. However, does take down a fair few there, so that's really 5. Nice pickup.
I guess that's going to be 5 settlers.
Yeah, yeah, really nice pickup.
Right.
And they're going to be able to run away without much intervention from Mini, because he doesn't really have any cav, and if he did, he's going to have to deal with the musket riders. So Yeah, really nice pickup by Tit there. And really, these Cav could just stay around here. Not really have to do much. Although he is getting cornered in the right side of the map here.
Oh
Really
god.
nothing here. The Musket Riders and Cav is not going to be enough to do anything to stop this pursuit against his military. Those poor Forest Prowlers are going down. Yeah.
Oh god, that was a really nice position by Mini. He just caught him off guard, which was really nice. And now he's gonna apply more pressure on the right side of the map and just try to deny Tit from accessing the resources on the right side. As you can see, like most of his settlers are just on the right side, so he should be really careful. I mean, that's the position you don't want to lose.
Yeah, a nice pickup here by Tit as well. Those Musket Riders making short work of those Spahi. So, yeah, great pickup there. 5 Janissaries going to be picked up as well. So, Tit being kind of sneaky and pushing in, knows he can't take this head on. So, he's going to try and do as much damage as possible. Minimoult knows this, so he's going to just go straight for the TC, I imagine. This is going to put Tit in a world of hurt here. We'll see what Aykin's response is.
Oh god, those settlers. Oh.
Just absolutely running for their lives. Absolutely running for their lives. Some of them trying to make it to the TC. Some of them just absolutely running, fleeing for their lives. We do have an Imam out on the map. Not really sure what that's being used for.
Just going left and right, where to go?
It's going to be an effective scout, however, so not a complete waste of resources. It would be hilarious to see an Imam punch down some of these settlers. Tribal Marketplace coming up, so just wants to kind of play this runaway game now and make it as frustrating for Ottomans to take down any villagers. He does have military, he does have infantry, so he doesn't have many cav out on the map. So the villagers most of them are going to be able to run away and keep their lives intact for another day. Tit also pushing in now as well. Again, picking up a lot of villagers. Minimoult struggling to kind of reach that 40 villager mark. So that's really nice play by Tit. It's a good response considering the position he's in.
Someone in the chat is saying the Imam is praying for the dead settlers. That's probably true.
He's praying for the water set. He is praying for the boats. Look. Not really sure what the Imam was designed to do there, but
maybe that was a misclick. I don't know.
I would love to speak to Mini about that. What was going through his mind when he decided to go for the Imam? Maybe it was to heal the Spahi, but then the Spahi just got taken down very quickly. So the Imam was kind of just left there with his 5 punching power. This TC is likely going to go down now. There is a few villagers in here, I believe. So this is going to be a great pickup for Tit if there's going to be no response from Mini. We've got a TP going down here with these boats. Again, just Tit hitting from every angle. And he does have the mobility advantage as well. He is down in 10k in score. So Tit's going to really have to do something big here to catch up on that score lead. Wow, yeah, huge.
All right. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of... Now we need, like, I guess, I don't know, maybe 2 or 4 imams there to pray for those souls.
Yeah, the Imam hasn't been praying hard enough because that is a lot of villagers getting destroyed there. That's, what, 9 gone? And there's another 9 to go at least. Or there's 11 left. Wow. Absolutely huge pickup for Tit here. Is it going to be enough? We'll have to wait and see. It is going to be a huge dent into Mini's eco. And if we look at his macro here, he's struggling. He doesn't have a lot of food out at the moment. Villagers of Tit going down of his own. Really doesn't want to see that. Oh, and that's going to be a huge amount of villagers as well. So kind of trade for trade going on here.
Yeah, that was a really nice raid by Tit, and also the fact that he denied the trade post, and also he's trying to get the House of Wasa trade post as well. That's going to be really good. I suppose Mini is trying to collect a lot of wood to just place double TC. I mean, I guess maybe that's the intention, because I don't know, maybe he's trying to get some artillery mass or something.
Yeah, he's currently housed at the moment. The thing is, his macro is not too bad, and he can produce, cavalry and military with this macro. So that's not too bad for him. Whilst Minimoult was struggling with food, so Mini's going to have to sort something out with food. Tit currently sitting on 31 villagers, whilst Minimoult is sitting on only 21. So the longer this goes on, potentially Tit could catch up. I imagine we'll see another TC at some point go down for Minimoult because he does have 2 TCs out. So 3 would be nice. Gets those villagers for free. So is going to be double producing villagers, potentially triple producing villagers very shortly. Still has the TP line though as well. So if Tit could take the TP line down, I think Minimoult would really be struggling. And again, he's really struggling for food. There isn't much out on the map. If we take a quick look, it's all been used up and needs to spread out into the middle of this map to see kind of any herds. Could use his map control, but currently really doesn't have any food, so that's gonna be interesting to see what his response is. A frigate coming out, but wow, we've got some war canoes out, baby, and that is gonna make short work of that frigate. Really nice water dominance here by Tit.
Yeah, that was a really nice move. I guess now he's safe to use those some fishing ship that he has at the moment. I mean, he might as well just use the war canoes on the fish or whale just to get that extra trickle. And
the GG's been called
for. Oh, okay. He found all the settlers. So I
mean, I didn't expect it to come out that quickly. There is still a small mass here by Tit. Maybe I feel like it was a bit impromptu. He does have the war canoes, which I believe could ship some villagers from the coastline here. He was, he had dominance on the water. So, going for the water boom was definitely still an option. He was sieging this TC down, which probably would have gone down. Minimoult didn't have anything, he didn't have any access to food currently. So, Tit, although he was behind, maybe he still could have been in it. I've seen worse games be winnable, if that makes sense. I've seen people in worse situations turn the game around. However, that is an absolutely huge mass for Mini, and maybe he just felt like, what's he got? At least 50 Jans. He's got 21 Avis and 2 Falconets, so maybe he just felt like, that was just too impossible.
Yeah, I guess he just saw that there's no point just to walk around the map.
Yeah,
but, I guess I get his decision on resigning. So, but yeah, as you said, also he had the resources, but I guess Mini had a more stable position. So I guess that's the reason.
So both sides going for really good Vil trades here. Does look like Tit maybe got the worst of it, considering Minimoult, he gets villagers for free and he had the TP line. So really great by both sides. All resources gathered. Yeah, so really nice play by Mini. Just going for that huge eco at the beginning of the game, and that was that food to wood transition, I believe, which was really great there, and just pretty much had the TP line for the majority of the match. And yeah, that just shows in the resources that was gathered. So yeah, really well played by both sides. Great first game, and it goes to Mini. Don't know if you've got anything else to say about that.
That was definitely a really nice play by both sides, but I guess more towards Mini because he just I feel he just did it really nicely. I really enjoyed it, so I give him that.
Yeah, good stuff. Right, just gonna get the screen. Oh, you can see it. Excellent, good stuff. So we'll get this back up.
One thing before we move on, can you just change the UI scaling to a different? I think it's supposed to be on. Yeah, you have to select on 80%, and it will be just set on the exact spot.
Okay. Do you know where I can find that? Is that the?
Just on the main menu of the.
This bit here?
Of the stream overlay. Yeah. I guess just show the game for the time being while you're just making the adjustment, and after that.
Cool. Okay. So it's on 100%. Oh no, that's the in-game HUD layout. Yeah.
Yeah, just on should be on 80%.
Oh, 80%. Okay, got you.
Yeah. Oh, what was it just now? Was it
It's on.
100% or
It was on. It
80%?
was on 100%. I've turned it down to
Okay,
80%.
yeah.
Is that for Harrison's OCD?
Yeah, I guess.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, okay. Cool. Again, I do apologize, guys. I'm not really fluent in the overlay, so it's going to take some. There's going to be a little bit of slow process going on here. We had about half an hour, didn't we, or about an hour to prep for this with the new layout. So, anyways, we're getting there. So, first game goes to Mini. We will check to see if the next game is coming up. So, if you bear with me for 2 minutes, I will find out for you. Okay, second game is loading up. Just a couple more options I have to select here. So Minimoult is going to be playing as Sweden, and Tit is going to be playing as Brits. So I definitely have a lot to say about this matchup because I am a Sweden main myself. So there'll be plenty to go over in this matchup. What do you think about this matchup, Jager?
This is an interesting matchup actually. Like both civs are a must-cost civ, and on I mean at least on H2, but then uh, as soon as the game gets to the next stages, I guess Brits will be having a really nice advantage. But I don't know, actually, picking Sweden on this map could be good at the same time as well because you can just manage the torps around the berries and then just with that 25% gather rate that you get on this map for the berries from the treasure next to your TC, that will be really good. I feel. I guess that's a really wise decision to go Sweden on this map.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so I think we're all ready to go. Unless you can see any issues, Jaeger.
Just the score. Mini is 1, Aykin is 0. Just on top of the UI. That's all.
Okay. Bear with me, because I think we're going to see some slow screenplay here again. Slow feedback. Okay, I can't find the score. Do you know what control it is, Jaeger?
Sorry?
The
I couldn't
score.
hear.
You know the scores?
Uh-huh.
So how do I amend the scores?
I guess you can just click on top of the UI and adjust it. I guess it can be adjusted while launching, so you don't have to go back.
Ah, here we go. Okay, so 1 to mini. Excellent, good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll kick off into the second game. Don't want to delay it too long. So, game number 2. Mini playing as Sweden in the south of the map, and Tit playing as Brits in the north of the map. Hopefully we won't see too much slow replay. It tends to kind of go through phases where it's normal and then it's slow again. Again, I'm not sure if chat knows if there's any way around that. Anyways, we'll continue on. So this is an interesting matchup. Like I said, I've played Sweden plenty of times. Okay, people are buzzing me in... Turn stream off for me. Okay. Sorry guys, bear with me. I am trying to make the stream as smooth as possible. Okay, let's see if that sorted it. So, as I was saying, this is a... Historically, this is a... Right, okay. Who is messaging me on Discord? Not only did I stop the stream to Jaeger, I stopped the call. Right. Sorry about that, Jaeger. Anyways, sorry, as I was saying, so I apologize to chat. Like we said, there's going to be issues because this is new to both of us. However, we should be able to mangle through somehow. Historically, this has been quite a difficult matchup for Sweden. Being a Sweden main myself, Brits tend to have... They're more oppressive to begin with. They have a stronger eco at the start, and they can utilize that eco in essentially making more musketeers compared to Karelians. So that gives them, the opportunity to take map control. It allows them to take down the torps on the map. They also have access to longbows, which counter Karelians pretty hard. The only benefit in this matchup, I believe, that Sweden have is their macro is slightly easier, and they have leather cannons. And if you can micro the leather cannons well, then you do have a chance in this matchup. I have seen Minimoult recently in this matchup, and he does like to go for Dominions into 700 wood and 600 wood. Really just completely going for full greed, whilst putting out a outpost in the middle of the map and, pumping 5 Karelians at a time. So we'll see if that's something he goes for in this matchup. He obviously, it feels quite comfortable. So we'll see how that plays out. It looks like it's pretty standard play from both. 2 manas going down for Tit and 2 torps going down for Minimoult.
Yeah. Can you also show up the deck for either Sweden or British, so we can just see what they have?
So if we take a look at Minimoult, like I said, pretty standard deck. However, this 600 wood is something you don't often see because it's considered not very good, especially when you've got the Ironworks and the Blueberries kind of eco cards. So 600 wood is not something you always see. So that's the only card that's not standard in this deck. So it'll be like I said, I do think we might see that 600 wood come out for Minimoult here. We'll take a look at Tit's deck, and I imagine we'll see something very similar. Very water heavy. So, could see some water play here. Yeah, I like that. That may go in Minimoult's favour. I do think in this matchup, you have to dominate the land first, especially if you're Brits and you're playing Sweden. You can't allow Sweden to establish any map control. You can't allow them to establish any torps which are on the outside of the, kind of the periphery of the map. You want to siege them down straight away and not give him any access to resources. If Brits can do that well, then they win the game. If he's going to go for that very water heavy kind of boom, he's got to be careful that he doesn't allow Sweden to also go for maximum torp boom, because then you could just kind of be in a tug of war, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And then meanwhile, both of them are just zooming in through, and by the look of it, Tit is going for hunting dog for H2, and he's just preferring to not use the berries. I mean, you can't just use the berries for the time being, because I mean there's no walk time. We have already discussed this on other casting games. So there's the advantages of not using the hunt and using the berries is on the berries there's no walk time, so your settlers are just standing still gathering, which is good. So I guess as long as you have and you can access the berries, you should use it on this map, because that will be really great. But at the same time, I guess as soon as you hit H2, if you want to go for steel trap, then I guess you should be looking for the hunts further.
Yeah, there's definitely pros and cons between using them, and I've seen it tends to be a bit of a preference whether you use them first or not. I mean, if you have berries that are outside the front of your base, then I definitely think you need to use them up as quickly as possible before you go for hunting dogs. Whilst you've got berries like this for Minimoult, which are at the behind your base, you can use that very defensively. So if you're being pushed, you just stick them on berries, and you're going to gather them at a very quick rate. So yeah, pros and cons to both. Seeing that outpost, like I mentioned, seeing that outpost age up for Mini, and I definitely think that's the right response versus Brits. However, he's not really trying to establish too much map control. Obviously knows that Brits can mass a lot more than Sweden, especially at the beginning of the game. So he's going to play it quite defensively.
Yeah, I guess that will be the case. And surprised, if I'm not mistaken, Aykin age up with the Arsenal wagon, didn't he? Or I just saw it wrong? Because
I'm not sure.
oh no, sorry. Yeah, no, that was my mistake. I just saw it wrongly. So I don't know, for some reason I thought an Arsenal is going up, so I was like confused.
Well,
He's
I can't
going for
see.
the Arsenal wagon. That's weird.
Yeah, I can't see an outpost, so it looks like he aged up with food. Shipping his 700 wood, which is very standard, so he's going to get, all his manners out, going to get steel traps done. Yeah, pretty standard stuff from Brits. Hasn't got many musks out, though. It is 5 minutes 30, and you would normally expect a few more musks out. It has 5 kind of going around the map. I would like to see him put down a second racks, especially with that 700 wood that comes in. So, yeah, I think we'll start to see some double pumping musketeers coming out very soon. 5 Caroleans coming out for Minimoult. Is going around the map trying to put torps out. Aykin is scouting these, so he knows where they're all going down, and he is finding them. Look, 5 already gone down to the bottom side of the map. He's going to see that Dominions got sent here, so we'll see how Minimoult deals with that. I would like to see him get his Explorer, get a good snare on those Musketeers, and that should allow 5 Caroleans to snipe them down and get a good trade. So yeah, Tit has to be careful about that. 700 wood coming in for Mini straight after Dominions, so no doubt that the Dominions, the Torps, are going to be gathering the wood, which is exactly what you do. And the next card will be interesting to see if we see the 600 wood come out. If you look at his macro, he's got everyone on food and gold, which essentially means to me that he wants to just 5 pump Caroleans, and normally that would be not so great for your eco, but because he likes to go for the 700 wood followed by the 600 wood, which I think we might see now, that allows you to essentially mass as much military as possible whilst getting full torps out onto the map. So we'll see what his next card is going to be.
Yeah, I guess maxing the torps, and also the fact that the Dominion just auto gather the wood crate is also one more benefit for Sweden on I mean for the time being at least. But he's sending so he's sending the additional 100% gather boost for the torps on the gold mine. So he's just gonna be sitting on more torps, as you also mentioned.
Yeah, so hasn't decided to go for the 600 wood, which I did predict he would go. Going for more standard play, which is the ironworks and then into the blueberries, I imagine. He has gone for the early artillery. So with the 700 wood he used to build an artillery, that is going to sacrifice some of his torps. And if we take a look out onto the map, these musketeers are going to be sieging down even more torps. So he's really going to have a strong response here. And one lever cannon is not going to be enough. Is going to need more than that. Maybe, yeah, okay, so he's building another one, and we might see him for 150 food ship it as a next card, get those 2 lever cannons out. We'll see what Tit's response is to the lever cannons. It still looks like he only has 1 barracks out at the moment. Going for a dock, though, so sacrificing that barracks for a dock. So is going to go out for try and start some water booming here, which I did say can be quite dangerous. If he allows Mini to establish himself on the map and go full torp boom, then that could be troublesome for Tit. But if he gets away with the water boom, then no doubt he will run away with the score, because Brits are already up and they do have the stronger eco, particularly in the early stages of the game. More musketeers going down to the south of the map, sieging.
And I'm actually really impressed if Tit is going to be is going for both sides of the water at the same time, because if he does that, then defending both sides will be clearly a bit more challenging, because easily Mini can just scout which side he's like not having any sort of advantage or warship or any defense. He can just spawn. Well, he doesn't have a warship in his deck, but he can just build a dock and try to just build a warship and cause some trouble for one side.
Yeah, I don't like that he doesn't have any warships in his deck. He doesn't even have a frigate in Age 3. Which, you know, as Sweden, you don't have a lot of free cards often, because you tend to need every single one of your cards in order for your build to work. So you don't often get a free card to ship a frigate or 2 caravels. However, you know, if I was to see the water boom start to go down, I would definitely look to take my mass over there while shipping 2 caravels at the same time, so I could try and really dominate that side of the water. However, Minimoult doesn't have that option, so we'll see what he does instead. He's only on 90 population. Really isn't a lot. He does have both upgrades for the torps, though. He has the blueberries and the ironworks, which is great. However, it's not going to 90 population for torps is not going to be enough to beat this eco from Tit here. And I do apologise. I think I think Tit did age up with the tower, but he just put it down this left side of the map here. So yeah, just even more standard play from Tit. Yep. So nothing out of the ordinary here.
I like it that he just placed it next to those blueberries, and then I feel it's just a defensive and offensive position at the same time, because if you see all the trees around it, it's just surrounded by trees. So if he's in trouble, he can just kite around the trees and have the outpost just shoot the units from Mini just easily. So that's a really nice position, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I do think if he kind of put the tower around here, like this gold mine here, like maybe just within reach, that would have been even better, because it does somewhat control these berries as well, and it controls this mine from being torped up. But yeah, not a bad positioning from Tit, but it could be better. Lots of lever cannons kind of coming out now, so Tit is even going to need to decide at this stage, right, do I need to mass lots of longbows to contest those lever cannons, or do I just need a load of hussars out on the map? So that's going to have to be the decision. Maybe a bit of both. He does have a lot of musketeers. He's massed plenty of musketeers, but that's not going to be enough to take these lever cannons out. So he's going to have to decide what he wants to do. He's making a real nuisance of himself down at the bottom here, taking down these torps. So yeah, the 600 wood now coming in for Minimoult. He is going to have plenty of wood to make these torps, but if they're just going to get taken down as quickly as they're going to get put up, then Minimoult's not going to have a good time, especially with Tit on the water here as well. However, Tit does need to be careful that he's not sacrificing all of this eco and going too greedy and not massing enough. Now putting a stable down. So do you think we're going to see some hussars instead of longbows here?
I don't think so, to be honest, at least for the time being. Because obviously the Caroline mass is just too huge to risk for hussars, so I'm not sure actually what Tit has in mind, but he definitely need to deal with those leather cannons because they're causing so much trouble. But I mean, he's queuing one hussar at the moment, yes, and but definitely even with 5 hussars, I don't think he will be able to get rid of those leather cannons.
So Minimoult, I really think Tit's somewhat been caught with his trousers down. Really gone for full greed here as opposed to actually making units. Probably didn't expect Minimoult to be so aggressive with the leather cannons. Minimoult, I'm not sure what he's hanging around for. Maybe he thinks that Tit's going to have more of a mass than he actually does. He really could be pushing into the base. Could have even probably taken down the TC if he really wanted to. Tit doesn't even have 5 hussars out on the map. Has a fair few musketeers, but the light cannons with good micro would make light work of them. So yeah, Minimoult really needs to take full advantage of the superior mass that he has out on the moment.
Yeah, I guess due to the fact that also the chat is also mentioning he should have went for longbows, but I guess due to the fact that he's water booming at the same time, I guess he just didn't want it to invest wood into the longbows. He just went for the hussars instead, so he just used the wood for the fishing boats, extra fishing boats.
Yeah, I agree, and this is exactly what I was talking about at the start, like the risk of going to the water as opposed to investing everything into just completely securing the map, completely dominating with musketeers and longbows on the map. This is the risk that he pays. He risks Minimoult overpowering at the start. Picking up one lever cannon there with some hussars is going to lose most of those hussars though. Not great trade, not a terrible trade. But yeah, he's going to need a huge hussar mass to contest these leather cannons. I do think he needs to mix in some longbows as well. However, 5 or 10 longbows really isn't going to do much. Sort of needs to be triple raxing at this stage of the game. But like I said, he's decided to go for a water boom. And, that's he's gone for full greed. And I really don't know if I agree with the decision-making behind Tit here. I'm sure he's played this matchup plenty of times. But being a Sweden main, I can tell you how to play against Sweden, and it really is just to dominate the land and don't give Sweden any opportunity to put any torps out on the map.
Yeah, and by the look of it, the score is catching up for Tit, and also at the same time, Mini is just getting there as well, but he's aging at the same time. That's going to be really huge for Mini, and well, very troublesome for Tit, because as soon as Sweden is on H3, there is a lot of option. You can just go for the Jagers, you can go for some mercenaries, and even more artillery. And at the same time, of course, you can upgrade those leather cannons and also the Carlins, which is going to be really scary for Tit.
Yeah, so we're going to see a big fight now. Villagers, hussars, musketeers, everything's going to come in. This is a potentially really good choke for Minimoult here. So he's positioned himself really well. If you look at these musketeers and hussars, they're going to really struggle to get past all these manor houses. And that's going to allow these lever cannons just to keep microing back and forward against these against the musketeers, which is really nice. The villagers are causing a massive problem.
The villagers are fighting, oh god.
So really great villager micro there. Minutemen out as well. Hussars flanking from the back. This could work really well if he can kill these leather cannons. And I really believe that a lot of the score is inflated in Minimoult's army because he's only on 130%, 130 taught population. So if he loses this army, he's going to really struggle to get back in this game. And it looks like the Hussars are doing really great work here. These leather cannons, he still has a couple of them left out. He still has a few Carolines, but there's so many Musketeers out on the map here.
Wow.
Still got some Minutemen out. Still got some Hussars, reinforcing Hussars coming in. And Minimoult, he really pushed at the wrong time. He's even...
Yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest. I guess he just should have played it patiently. I guess he, as he said, also, he just thought that Tit is aging up. So I guess he just forced the TC to just stop the aging. So, and now he's really struggling. I mean, the score, you can see, already dropped by a lot. And he's falling behind.
Yeah, like I said, I do think his score was highly inflated in all of his army because he's invested so much into his army. His economy is only 130 per population torp, so it's not, it's not 200%. It's not a full torp boom here. So yeah, he's going to really struggle to get into this game. I mean, shipping the light gun carriages at this stage. I mean, imagine if he just backed off and he still had the 7 or 8 leather cannons that he had, and now they were upgraded along with veteran Caroleans. He really could have then pushed forward and won that fight. But instead, I understand because I've been in that position before. Even the rule of thumb is you should never be pushing whilst you're aging. It's almost Age of Empires 3 rule 101. However, there are those times where, even top players, they feel like they can capitalize and they feel like they still have the bigger army and that they should be pushing in for whatever reason it is. But, it didn't pay off for Mini. He guessed wrong. He gave Tit too much time. Like when I said when he backed off, when he could have pushed for the TC. He just gave Tit another, 3 or 4 minutes to mass Hussars and more Musketeers, and he really didn't need to. So I really think Minimoult missed his opportunity to push into the TC against Tit. But yeah, it's going to be a tough uphill battle for Minimoult here. We'll see what Tit does.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Tit was just raiding some stuff on the left side of the map, and now he's just back to his own side, and he's just idling the Hussars, doing nothing. But that's a really massive Hussar mass, and actually I feel Mini should be really careful. He doesn't really have many Carlins to deal with these units, and those Hussars are coming in a good time.
Oh, but so are some more Caroleans. Oh, and that was just enough to deter the Hussars.
Yeah, that timing on the Carolines was just... I feel it was just... I don't know, maybe it was luck.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Well, it was fortunate timing for Minimoult, unfortunate for Tit. He is deciding to just raid instead. That is a big mass of Hussars, another 5 there as well. So almost 20 Hussars. And the Caroleans are going to struggle against this mobility from the Hussars here because he's just going to have free reign to raid as much as he can. Minimoult knows he's against the clock here. He has rebounded well, but he does know that Tit has the superior eco. And if we take a look, he's on 84 villagers. And this is now where the water boom is deciding to pay off. So, like I said, it can be risky, but it has paid off for Tit. Minimoult knows this, so his only real chance now is to kind of get as much stuff out as possible whilst he's age 3 and try to capitalize on those age 3 shipments whilst Tit's still in age 2.
Yeah, I'm just really worried for Mini because as soon as Tit gets to age 3, those Hussars will be veteran Hussars, and also same goes for the Musketeer mass. And at the same time, as you mentioned, he's still in the water in a really safe spot. It doesn't seem like Mini is even trying to do anything about the water, and he's dominating the water with the water booming. Yeah,
like we said earlier, Minimoult just has no answer because he doesn't have any warships in his deck. So that, like we said, that's a problem, and maybe he picked the wrong deck, or he doesn't even have a water deck. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. However, he does have an opportunity now, if he can take down this TC, Tit using everything possible. 5 more Hussars coming out. He's 2/3 stage. He is trying to buy back his Explorer as much as possible. The army is going to be coming in now. Yes, really nice snare here again, and that's gonna really hurt. More Caroleans coming in though, so this is going to be a big finale here, and I think whoever wins this definitely is going to have the decider. Tit definitely has the bigger mass. It's all about how he can utilize these light cannons to try and whittle down that musketeer mass. But deciding to back off, maybe. Oh, maybe not. He can't make up his mind.
Yeah, he's just thinking if I should just go and finish the TC or not. Because I suppose he knows that Tit at this stage he's aging up, so he's just trying to prevent that. But I don't suppose that will be done because the age up is reaching.
Tit repairing the TC, he's just doing everything he can to make sure he gets that age up. So that's really nice play by Tit there. Longbows coming in now as well. That 7 longbows is just going to add to that mass, and they're gonna, you know, they have a multiplier versus Caroleans. They can do well against lever cannons in enough mass just to kind of pick them off because of their range. I do think Tit needs to get a good surround here. He's going to give his TC away for free, which isn't going to be the end of the world, but you know, I'm not sure he needs to just throw it away. We'll have a quick look on the map to see if he has another way of any kind of shipments being spawned onto the map, which he doesn't. So he doesn't even have an outpost on the map. So yeah, I'm not really sure he needed to waste his TC like that. Maybe he just wants to wait till he gets all the veteran upgrades. So maybe he's just playing it very safe. He got the age up. That's all he was worried about. He can build another outpost. But the main thing is that he gets the tech ups, the guard ups, the veteran ups for all his units. So I think that was the right play by Tit. Going to see what Minimoult's going to do now. He's going to pick off a few villagers, which is a nice little bonus. Score gap is still quite big. But again, Minimoult is really, again, heavily invested into his army. So if he loses any army, it's going to be the score gap is just going to be completely massive.
Yeah, but that was definitely some really nice villager raid by Mini. So I guess that was 6 or 7 settlers that he just got. So that lightly slowed down the tempo, and at the same time, if you saw, I'm not sure if you saw or not, but Tit is training a Claravel inside the water. I'm not sure for which side, but I guess he's trying to make sure that the water is always secured.
I would like to see it if it's from this dock, which it is, and that would be really smart play because that's going to be in range of a few torps here. So he's going to be utilize that caravel, maybe to protect this side of the water as well, but also to dominate, take some control of these torps. It does look like Minimoult's waiting to build a dock there. So yeah, perfect play by Tit there, just taking down more torps. If we take a quick look at Minimoult, yeah, he's on 170 torps now, but that's going to go down slightly. So again, he's not max torps, and he wanted to be max torps by sort of 10, 11, 12 minutes at the very latest. Yet we're almost 20 minutes into the game, and he's still struggling to maximize his torps. However, he's invested very heavily into his army, and that has paid off. However, it's all going to come down to micro. I do think Tit's going to have the advantage here. These Hussars are just going to be absolutely hugely influential in the next fight that's coming up. If Tit can get some falconets as well, that's gonna make the lever cannons there. And he's going for some culverins as well, so these lever cannons are going to be in for a really hard time.
Yeah, like it's really sad because like Mini is investing so much into the leather cannon. He upgraded them, he sent a card for them, and now they're just gonna get destroyed again against the Caroleans.
Yeah, so absolutely huge pop there. These Hussars are going to get absolutely melted, but it looks like he just wants to face tank as best as he can and let the culverins and falconets take care of the light cannons. He's going to have to force to bring the light cannons the lever cannons forward, but the musketeers are going to block that out of the way. If he has good culverin micro, taken down a few there at the time. Really nice micro by Tit there.
All of them are just shredding down. It's really sad to watch.
The falconets are going to be destroying these Caroleans as well. The Hussar mass has been absolutely decimated, though. There are still some light cannons out on the map, and Tit's having some struggle getting these culverins to take down the rest of these surviving leather cannons. I think there might have been some difficulty with the manor house and unpacking. I have seen that little bug before. Wow, okay, now the falconets are really coming into their own. Musketeers, but he still has a decent mass of Caroleans. More leather cannons coming in from the back as well.
Well, to be fair, I feel Mini should be just making some culverins at this point, because there is no way you can just have those leather cannons without any culverin while your opponent is having culverins to deal with your leather cannons, because obviously the leather cannon range is much shorter, so they can be sniped easily.
Yeah,
so
and I don't think it was a terrible.
Should be paying attention.
Yeah, I don't actually think it was a terrible trade for either side. I actually think Minimoult came better off that fight. He definitely left with a big mass of Caroleans. However, if we take a look at the scores, the problem is that Tit just has the eco to bounce back straight away, whilst Minimoult really doesn't. And we talked about he definitely needs some culverins to contest against the Tit's artillery. However, he still isn't max torp, and if you want to start building culverins with Sweden, you're going to really need to have full torps on the map to get that gold production.
Yeah, that would be really good idea to do it, but at the same time, I just wonder what shipments Mini has in his deck that he can use, and he has like no food left. That's really scary actually for him.
And I actually can't believe he still hasn't shipped Snaplock. I actually have to admit, I like his use of platoon fire, and that's the reason why we saw the Hussars just get absolutely melted.
Yeah, they just got melted, yeah.
Veteran Hussars will do well against Caroleans, because remember, Caroleans don't do bonus damage in melee. So if you can tank with Hussars, they'll do really well. However, if you notice that they have platoon fire out on the map and they've used that card, you do not want the Hussars to go anywhere near, because they will absolutely melt cavalry with platoon fire. However, I definitely think we'll see Snaplock next, because that's gives them more range, so that's also a very, very good card.
To be honest, I don't know, maybe if I was at this situation, I would just spam some torps and send the blackberry card, and then just get the torps to spawn blackberries, and because at the moment there is no food left inside the map, so you need a source of food.
That's a very good point. And what happens with blueberries, every time a new torp is made, they will spawn blueberries now. However, the old torps have literally all just ran out of blueberries, so he does need blackberries as well. So it's going to be whether or not he decides to go for the eco, or whether he's going to decide to go for the military. Decided to go for 5 hacker pels instead, and I don't understand. I'm not really sure about
why.
that. Maybe he's getting desperate. Maybe he thinks he needs to do some raiding. I really don't know what they're going to achieve, because they're not very good against artillery unless they get in melee range, and not sure he's going to get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, again, I'm also like really concerned about that decision, but I guess we have to wait and see how is he planning to use those hacker plates towards his advantage. But to be fair, I don't really see any point sending or even having those units inside the deck.
So good fight going on. Looks like it's going really well for Tit. We've got some Culverin Micro in the back, and that's just making short work of the... And there's the GG. To be honest with you, it doesn't really matter what shipment he sent. The eco from Tit was just so superior at this stage.
Yeah, it was just much better. I guess it just gets to the fact that we were discussing earlier. You can't leave the one side to just be on both waters for free and do nothing about it, not even a warship shipment. So I guess that was a really greedy move by Mini, or even, as you said, like maybe it was a misclick on the deck while selecting the deck, and that just cost him the game, I feel.
Yeah, and like we said, when Minimoult had the advantage, when he had all those leather cannons in Age 2 out, he definitely could have pushed a bit earlier I also think he could have pushed the water if he had 2 caravels in his deck, and he could have sieged down this dock, and he really could have stopped the boom from Tit, because it looked a little bit worrying for Tit at one point of that game, where he decided to invest really heavily on the water. He didn't have any hussars out, and it was looking kind of scary, and Minimoult really could have punished him for it, and I don't think he punished him enough. So yeah, really well played though by Tit. The greed did pay off for him in the end. Minimoult went very aggressive, never really reached a full taunt boom, so could never catch up on eco, but very well played to both. It was very close at one point, but yeah, the eco just the greed just paid off for Tit in the end, so well played to him. What I will do, guys, is bear with me 2 minutes, and I will find the next game in a couple of minutes. I just need to go grab a drink, and I will sort out the overlay for you in a second as well. Okay, guys, I'm just going to restart the game. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna have to. There's an issue with the playback speed, and I'm not sure what it is. I have just restarted my game. It looks like they want to game 4, so we're gonna have to use a recording, which should actually help with the lag that we've been getting. Yeah, Harrison, this is the first time I've used this overlay, so I apologize to everyone. I'm not, you know, I downloaded it about 40 minutes ago, so I hope the casting is better than the overlay. So we will wait for the recording of game 3 to come in. And if someone in chat can let me know what the friend or foe color hotkey is, that would be a help, because I know that's on at the moment, and that's rather frustrating for some people. So I will turn that off when we get into the next game. Oh, okay, no, we've just seen that game. All right, I think we're almost ready. Are you ready, Josh? Oh, I called you Josh. Sorry, Jager.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You're thinking, who's
let's
that?
go.
I was used to casting with Josh. Okay, so I just established that it's game 1 and game 4, although it was tagged game 1 is the one we're missing. So let's look at the overlay. Bear with me. So game number 3 is going to be an Italy mirror. And it's currently 1-1. Not sure why that changes every time we go into game, but it is what it is.
Power of recorded file is just so much better, man. All right, feels good. Feels good.
Oh, look, it doesn't look like we've got any lag going on here whatsoever. Beautiful. And again, this is, unfortunately, I think that's just a bug. Sometimes that happens. I don't know if it's to do with the lag that the people playing the game had whilst they were playing in the live recording. Who knows? Sometimes that just happens. So recorded files never seem to have that problem, though, I don't think. So yeah, this hopefully is going to be a lot smoother for you guys. So Jager, if you can let me know if there's any issues in chat or any issues with the screen, please do let me know, and we'll kick off this game. So we've got an Italy mirror. One of my favorites, actually. One thing I've certainly really enjoyed playing with the new DLC is Italy. I feel like I enjoy playing them far more than I do Malta. I can't really make Malta work. I don't know about you, Jager, but it's just Malta don't really seem like I can play with them very effectively. They're a very fun civ, but yeah, it's just they're just not for me. Whilst Italy, on the other hand, I've had lots and lots of fun playing Italy, and I think they're a good civ, but I think they're one of the most fun civs in the game at the moment. So I'm going to be really interested to see how both of these top players decide to play Italy, because we've seen a lot of FFs, we've seen a lot of FIs, we've seen some H2 play from Italy, we've seen TP stage line coach going with Italy. So yeah, there doesn't seem to be quite a set meta, but there does seem to be kind of a preference depending on people's play styles with Italy. So I'm going to be really interested to see this matchup.
Yeah, definitely. Like the fact that I feel it's just because of the civilization bonus that you get a free settler from each tech that you research. I guess that one, and also the fact that you have a lot of amazing mercenary shipments on H3, which are going to be nerfed for the upcoming patch. But I guess, yeah, that's the reason I feel that it's just really flexible in terms of playstyle on how you can play Italy.
Yeah, so I actually can't wait. And we're going to see some standard stuff here. They're both going to maximize their villagers up until, the 10 out of 10 pop. And then they're going to utilize the market text to over pop until they get that house built. So, yeah, really nice play. We're going to see some standard stuff. The hunting dogs is always the first tech you want to go as Italy. And then you want to use essentially all the main food ones, and including Placer Mines if you had the wood for it. Jager, if you could be so kind, do you know the hotkey for friend or foe colors to turn it off? I did see Gigs and maybe a couple of other people want me to turn that off. Maybe someone in chat.
Since I don't use it, I don't know, but I guess someone in the chat can.
Great. If you could just keep an eye on chat for me, I'd really appreciate that. And
sure.
I will turn that off as soon as I can. So I think we're going to both see some standard play here at the beginning of the game, and then we'll see how that evolves as the game goes on. So, yeah, Minimoult going for Placer Mines. They're both going for Capitalism, which I've mentioned this before, but Capitalism tends to be the meta at the moment for your first card. It used to be Advanced Politicians. I have explained this before. However, people could go a bit greedier, get Placer Mines in age 1, and then the time that takes could be offset by using that Advanced Politicians card. However, Capitalism has kind of taken that over now, and people like to get Placer Mines, Steel Traps, in transition to age 2. So, yeah, no doubt we will likely see some Advanced Politicians at some point during this game, though, because it is still a very relevant card. Deck looking for Minimoult, kind of a standard Italy deck. There's definitely options in age 2. However, they really come into their own in age 3 and age 4. And I imagine if we take a quick look at Aykin, we'll see much this kind of similar deck, very heavy on age 4 from Tit. So no sort of secret what he wants to do upon aging up. So yeah, looks like we may see industrial versus industrial matchup here. Could be an advantage for Tit as he has more cards in age 4. If Minimoult sees this, he could capitalize by maybe doing some kind of semi-FF, semi-FI play and try to harass Tit to gain some kind of eco advantage.
Yeah, I guess actually I think the friend or foe, I mean, the coloring is right at the moment because Aykin is blue and Mini is red. So I guess in terms of color, it is fine. But people inside the chat are mentioning it's going to be a Nourish 10 and Nourish 15. I guess that's going to be true.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like both of them are just going to boom and see who's attacking first and just defend or attack.
That tends to be the case with Italy Mirror. One thing I found, because I have played Italy quite a lot, and one thing that tends to happen in the mirror matchup, it is whoever, and this is quite true with lots of mirror matches. It is who can go greedier and who can go for the more greedy options, the greedier cards, the better eco, and then who can get that big power spike. So I think what we might see here is potentially both going for quite a greedy play style, both going for maybe industrial play, and then kind of really trying to get the huge big power spike from the free bombard card, getting the Italy skirmishers, utilizing the 3000 resource card from the Lombards, and all of those, the 25 Bourbon allies as well. Absolutely huge card in this matchup. So I think we might see that in this matchup. Although I would be pleasantly surprised if we do get to see some, kind of aggressive early play, some semi-FF, semi-FI play style here. So yeah, I think Hazard's kind of a semi-Hazard play. Even though I haven't seen some kind of many Hazards come out for Italy, I do think that could be a really strong option in this matchup.
Yeah, it will be a really nice matchup, but at the same time, as I've said, due to the fact that Italy has so many amazing mercenary units inside the shipment, it's just really also hard to decide if you should go for the Hussars, because like as soon as you hit age 3, there is the Black Company shipment where you get like a really solid musketeer and a really solid goon, which is the Black Rider and also the Armored Pistolier. They're really deadly units, so I guess not really safe to go with the Hussars.
Yeah, so one thing I have noticed is that Tit has decided to build another Architect. So talking about going for the greed playstyle, he's going to have 2 Architects out on the map now. So that's really nice for Tit. And these Architects, they cost 200 gold, but they really pay off in dividends the longer they're out on the map for, and they will double the speed of these 3 buildings going up. So that's really good to see that he's got like 120 seconds that this Lombard was going to cost to take down. It got cut in half. it got cut in half. So that's really nice.
Wait a second. I'm seeing Cossack Daredevil Outlaw is being played by Tit.
Wow.
He's
Okay.
training it. Okay.
So this is an interesting unit, and it's like a fast, so fast Cossack hand cavalry. I do believe the next patch these are potentially going to be nerfed because they do seem to quite outperform their cost. We will see that in a second. Hopefully, it would be nice if we get to see quite a few of them pop. They are quite pop heavy, I believe. Okay. Yeah. Population per space 3. So he's only going to be able to get a couple out. Maybe he's using this to maybe be a bit of a scout, maybe to, kind of. Okay, so we've got some musketeers. So maybe he just wanted to use it as a bit of defense. Not going to do much against these musketeers, however. Gonna try and snare these musketeers to try and let this villager escape. I'm not sure that was a good... it's not gonna pay off, unfortunately. I like what he tried to do there, but yeah, this villager's gonna go down, and he loses a Cossack Daredevil, which is 100 gold for free. So yeah, not a great trade at all by Tit there. Nice little play by Minimoult, doing kind of some semi-huzzahs by the looks of it. Tit, wow, okay, so Tit going for Broken Lance Company here. Oh, no, okay. He decided to go against it, which I agree with.
I mean, that wasn't a wise choice. And also, can you add back the UI inside the game? I guess after you restart, you forgot to put it back. So the scoreboard and also the UI itself.
Okay.
Add it back.
Okay, bear with me.
Just got it, Harrison. Don't you worry.
Okay, do you know what control number it is to add those ones back? If you let me know, I can quickly change and add them on straight away. So nice musketeer play here. I like this response from Minimoult. Like I said, I think going for some semi kind of FF aggressive play would be good here because he's already picked off one villager. He's already picked off a Cossack Daredevil. So yeah, this is nice play by Minimoult here. Tit going for very heavy Lombard boom. Wow. So going for 5 Lombards at this early stage of the game is a really heavy resource investment. That's exactly what he used the second architect for. So, Tit definitely done his research with this civilization. Going for that 5 Lombard play, it's very greedy, very aggressive. He didn't age up with the tower either. So he has literally nothing other than Minutemen to defend his base. Is going for the age up now though. So yeah, if he gets this TP down, that would be a really nice trade for Minimoult, I think.
Yeah, and also regarding the hotkey that you mentioned, it's Control 8. So
okay,
try and see if that works.
There we go. Should be on screen if you can let me know.
Yeah, it's back. Nice.
Excellent.
All right, we can go.
Good stuff. So yeah, the thing is as well, if we take a look at this map, so I know Tit's gone for very heavy Lombard, and he's utilizing the Fuzi card with this as well. So any resources he puts in his Lombards, he's going to get an insane amount of XP trickle from. However, he's aging up at a very similar time to Minimoult, so there's really not much difference. However, Minimoult has musketeers out on the map instead of these Lombards. So what we're seeing is here, we're seeing some early aggression from Mini. He's invested in some musketeers to try and do as much damage as possible, whilst Tit's gone for full eco heavy, and he's gone for full Lombards instead of musketeers. So yeah, we'll see which pays off in the long run. But I'm liking Minimoult at the moment. His score is up. However, when those resource cards come in for the Lombards for Tit, maybe that's really going to allow him to catch up. Minutemen spawning, not at a great position, to be honest with you. He's going to pick up 2 musketeers, but that's not a great investment of Minutemen. And they're the musketeers are just going to run away up to the north now, I imagine. Picking up another villager as well. So this is, this semi-musketeer play by Minimoult has really, really paid off. So I like this by Minimoult.
Yeah, that was a really nice move by him. And I wonder what shipment is he planning to go next, because he will be having a shipment soon. So, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like Tit is sending any shipment. He has like 3 shipments stacked.
So Tit, they both have decided to age up with the TC. I like what Tit did here, and he used his church basilica as which is very far away from his TC, by the way. I'm not sure I like that, because although it does have 5k HP, it's got nothing protecting it. They have both decided, and both the TCs are going to see each other. So, and if you look at the TC placement by Minimoult, it's just stopped dead in its tracks. So likely, that's exactly the placement that he wanted his TC. So it's being blocked by Tit's TC placement. So that's really interesting. Wow, okay, so TC's going to go right next to each other. And I think that might work better for... I think that's going to work better for Minimoult, because Minimoult seems to be going for... I think he just shipped 2 Falconets. Yes, he has. And he's got a few more Musketeers out on the pitch at the moment. So, yeah, that TC's probably going to go down. Whilst, if we take a look over at Tit... Yeah, he's not really got much on the map. He's not using his 2 Falconet card. He's using the Lombard card, which he's really going all in on Lombards, using the advanced Lombards card. I imagine we might see the 1500 resource card come in next. However, again, he's just going to sacrifice, not having any units out on the map. And if we look, there's no resource in these Lombards at this moment. So the Lombards are not paying off at the moment. He's invested all these cards and all this time and resource into building Lombards. He actually hasn't got anything really out of them. Deposited 300 food now. However, that's just going to get absolutely gobbled up, and it's really not really gonna do much. So...
Yeah, I feel that was a waste, I would say, at the moment, at least, because it was not really necessary to go for that card, at least for now. And also, one more thing, again, the chat is bothering for the front door foe, so if you just press Alt and F one time, it will be fixed, so you don't have to bother about it again.
Okay, looks like that should have worked.
You just do once, it will be fine.
So it's, what is it, Alt F1?
No, just Alt plus F. Normal F.
Okay, Alt F. I have pressed it. Not sure if it's worked.
Oh, well.
I can find it. I can find it out on options.
Just continue. I guess for now, I will try to sort it out. I guess your hotkey is just different from mine.
Yeah, sorry, chat. I will sort that out. Yeah, if you can remind me at the end of this game, I will sort that out.
Yeah.
So the Falconet's going down for Tit, which, yeah, I mean, he's been forced to ship 2 Falconets, and what he really wants to send is resource shipments for the Lombards, which looks like that might have just come in now. Still hasn't been able to send in those resource shipments for the Lombards. Is actually getting up to industrial now, though. However, Minimoult has got somewhat of an oppressive force out on the field. So if he realizes what Tit's trying to do, he could capitalize really well here. I mean, taking down this Basilica would be absolutely huge, because you can't get any text from it. You can't get any of the, like the shipments. They're almost like mercenary shipments from the Basilica. So it would be really nice if he takes that Basilica down. It's also going to stop any XP trickle for Tit. Yeah, really kind of sorry state of Musketeer plus Minutemen force out on the stage, and they will get absolutely demolished. He's going to try and flank, but if Minimoult sees this early... Oh, wow, okay, that could be a nice pop. Papal Guards coming out. They are going to slow down the Musketeers with the snare, and that's going to allow the Musketeers going on, and Mini still hasn't even noticed. Wow. And that's... okay, so that's...
Alright, okay.
Really nice play by Tit. Utilizing the snare from the Papal Guards, sorry, that are going to... Wow, really well played. And 2 Falconets just gone down almost for free, really. I mean, other than some age-up units, that's a really bad trade for Mini. Always want to keep your Falconets near your Musketeers. A little trick I like doing is, if your Falconets unpack far away and your Musketeers go forward, just every volley, keep your Falconets, moving, closer and closer after every shot. And something like this potentially wouldn't have happened if that was the case. So, yeah, really nice play by Tit. Definitely potentially turn this around now. Score's still looking good for Mini, however, but we'll see. I think we're going to shortly see huge power spikes come in for Tit here. 3 Papal Lancers coming out, and that will be really nice. However, I think these Musketeers could beat the free... Oh, okay, they're all going to go into melee mode. Yeah, I think the Musketeers will win.
They will go down. Yeah, they will go down.
And that's 900 resources for shipping these Papal Lancers. So that's kind of a waste of 900 resources, and yeah, that feels really quite bad for Tit. He did allow his villagers to get away, however, he didn't even want to micro the Lancers, which is kind of strange to me. I'm not sure why that was the case. But has his skirmishers out now, and everyone's favourite unit. They've got the classic Griot kind of specialty here, so no doubt we'll hear plenty of that during this game. Have a very impressive 5 speed as well, so a lot of people have been saying that these are kind of the best skirmishes in the game at the moment. I think that's definitely to be contested, and there doesn't seem to be any clear...
I don't think that's the case, to be honest. I mean, we have Neftenia, which I would say Neftenia is like the deadliest skirm in the game, because they have really high HP, high attack, and also they have siege resistant, which is like the only skirmisher in the game that has siege resistance. It's a really deadly unit.
Yeah, I mean, we've got like Forest Prowlers as well, and they're, classically they're very strong. I think they can stealth as well. So yeah, however, these are very nice. One of the reasons why these are so effective is because they're essentially an auto upgrade skirmisher. So they're basically Age 4 skirms from the get-go. So you don't need to waste any resources in upping them, upping their tech. So that's a reason why these skirmishers are so effective, and why going to industrial with Italy is so strong, because you get these free Age 4 military straight from the get-go. So so Tit's in Age 4. They're both in Age 4 now. So Minimoult is going to be shipping some skirmisher of his own and triple raxing, and also getting in Flintlock. So I imagine we might have seen... great. So we've seen this Arsenal wagon, Milanese Arsenal. And this is a really, really good card, which I think is sort of underrated from Italy players, because I don't see many Italy players use it. Now, what this does is it gives you an Arsenal wagon, and it makes all of the Arsenal upgrades half the price. Now, don't forget, it doesn't just make the Arsenal upgrades half the price. It also gives you a free villager, like all of Italy's. That's Italy's bonus. It gives you a free villager with each tech. So they're very cheap Arsenal techs and very cheap villager free villagers. So it's a really effective way of getting 6, 7, even 8 extra villagers, as well as making your military units absolute beasts. So yeah, that's a really nice card that Minimoult has shipped in there. So I like the fact that he has shipped that.
Well, one thing you missed just now, Mini just raided one of the architect on the top side of the map, and the other one is really low, and I think the other one gonna die as well.
Yeah, the other one just about survives, but that's a really nice pickup then by Mini. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a bit of a skirmisher battle in the middle here. No, Tip backing off. Think he knows he hasn't got the superior mass. Although there are some really nice reinforcing batches. See, it would be really, really detrimental to either side if there was some Papal Lancers now shipped out on the map. People getting very comfortable with just literally going pure skirm here. It is very risky. If we take a look at Tit now as well, wow, so... This is an insane... I've never seen such an insane greed from an Italy player before.
Yeah, he's investing so much for the Lombards. Like, he sent all the Lombards card already. I'm not sure if that pays off, but I don't know. That's an interesting decision that he made, but I don't think it pays off, to be honest.
I mean, the longer the game goes on, the better the payoff will be. And if we look at his macro right now, I would like to see him put a lot of food into the Lombards, because that would give him lots of XP. It would give him really great interest in the gold and wood that he receives from it. So I think if Tit's going to utilize all those Lombards cards that he's invested, I think it could work out. It could pay off very well for him. However, if we look at the score, it's looking good for Mini. Mini's on far more villagers as well, and you know this early aggressive play that he established on the map at the early stages of the game has really paid off for him, because he's sniped lots of villagers, and Tit's really struggling now. He's only on 1 TC, whilst Mini's on 3 TCs now. So Mini's also gone for that Arsenal card that I mentioned, and that's going to give him at least 4 or 5 villager techs, Arsenal techs with 3 villagers. So yeah, this really nice play by Minimoult here, and it very much feels like we've got the standard Lombard greed versus the standard villager eco. So you know, the villager eco at the moment seems to be paying off, and I think that's largely part and due to Minimoult having more units out on the map at early stage of the game.
To be honest, it's just not that. If you take a look at the stats of the Berserkers, Mini is having a much better stat just due to the fact that he already sent the attack card for them on H4, so he has extra 15% attack, and on top of the arsenal upgrade, so his skirms are just moving faster, and they have better HP and also better attack compared to Tit.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's part of the reason why shipping the Arsenal card was so effective, because not only has he shipped the card in H4 that ups his skirmishes, he's also got all of the flintlock. He's got all of those techs from the Arsenal, which is going to help his eco and going to help him in the military advantage. So it's double-edged sword, and it's double effective rather. So that's paying off really well for Mini here. And to be honest,
I'm surprised neither side is going for any sort of cavalry. It's just skirms versus skirms.
I haven't even seen any bombards out on the map. Tit knows he's down in score, so he's doing what Tit does best, and he's just kind of trying and find some raids and whatnot. Going to try and take down this factory. He's going to be a while there because they're not known for their siege. However, you know, Mini's just going to be taking down Lombards. He's going to be... he's going to be retreating now. Maybe he's going to retreat back to base. He wants to keep this factory up. Probably won't make it in time. So that is a nice catch by Tit, I have to say.
Oh god. I mean, I don't think they can siege it that fast. I mean, actually no. I think he will be able to get it.
I mean, if these Lancers come out, and you talking about no one shipping Lancers, you know, if these Lancers eventually get out there, then that's going to be definitely, think we're going to see the GG at some point. Decided to back off. That's a very strange option there. Not really sure why he's decided to back up there. Okay, nice catch here as well by Tit, getting some of the villagers. He is down 11k in score, so he's going to need to make something happen ASAP.
Yeah, he should really be careful on what he's doing, because I mean, this is not looking healthy at all.
I still, I mean, we're just seeing 3 Lancers coming out now, but we're just seeing pure skirms, and it's like blind man's bluff, and who's gonna decide to go for something else before, you know, who's gonna go for the cav, who's gonna go for the bombards, you know, and they just seem to be, you know, bluffing each other and saying, well, look, I can make more skirms than you, therefore I'm gonna win until you decide to make something different. And finally, Mini has gone for some Lancers. So that's they're definitely gonna clean up. Skirmish is just absolutely never gonna kill these things anytime soon. Minimoult raiding in the map. He's gonna be clearing up. Yeah, these skirmishes are likely gonna go down as well. Lots of trumpets going on. Yeah, this is just, you know, this is absolute dominating play by Minimoult.
Yeah,
and there's the GG.
Those are like 1k Papal Lancers, so it's not. I mean, there's nothing much you can do, and he's already queuing 2 more batch of Papal Lancers, and yeah, and there we go.
Well played. I don't think there's too much more to say about that, to be honest with you. I think Tit decided to go for the Lombard play, and it just didn't pay off. And Minimoult, you know, he went for more villager eco, he went for the standard TCs, he went for the Arsenal wagon, and he put more units out on the map. His 2 Falconets got a lot of use, whilst Tit's didn't. And yeah, I'm not really sure why Tit tried to expand so far out on the map. But, you know, he did what he did, and the Lombard play just unfortunately this time didn't pay off. So well played to Mini. We'll take a quick look at the resources gathered. The villager count. Yep. So like we said, Mini just picking off one villager here, two villagers here, another 5 villagers here, another 2 later on. Just really, really nice play by Minimoult. Just didn't let Tit establish any sort of eco other than the Lombards. And I think the all resources will reflect that, which it does. So yeah, really well played. Almost, we're getting on for double the resources. So yeah, really, really well played by Minimoult there. I have remembered to do, I will find the friend or foe colours, which I believe are on the main screen. They should be. I'm not sure if you know where the friend or foe colours are.
Should be in the thought it's going to be in the UI, but also there is a hotkey for it. I'm not sure what sort of hotkey binding are you using.
Enable friend or foe colours. So we want to turn that off, right?
Yes. Just
there we go.
That's easier.
Yeah.
All right.
So if we do this, look, yeah, there you go. Sorry, chat. We should have sorted it now, so I hope that's not too annoying. I completely understand. It's sometimes confusing when you're trying to cast as well. So yeah, well played. Okay. I will look at getting the screen back up. If you bear with me 2 seconds. So it's currently 2-1 to Minimoult, and I will set up the next game for you guys. I will just go grab a quick drink, so because all of this casting malarkey does make you rather parched. So bear with me 2 minutes, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. I think, Jaeger, you're just about back as well?
Yep, I'm here as well. Let's
Excellent.
get to the next game.
Good time, and let's get to the action. Okay, so the next game is going to be... Minimoult is playing France, and Aykin is playing... Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Wait, have I done that right? Yeah, Minimoult is playing France. And Tit is playing Malta. Okay, great. So it's currently 2-1 to Minimoult. So let's kick off with the game. Excellent. Everything okay, Jaeger?
Yep.
Excellent.
Let's get into it.
Good stuff. I do think the friend of folk color situation has been sorted now, so that's great stuff. So in the north of the map, we have Tit Aykin starting off as Malta, and in the south of the map, we have Minimoult playing as the classic France. So this is going to be interesting to see how this matchup plays out. I don't think I've seen this matchup yet, so this could be an interesting one.
Yeah, I also don't remember during any of the casting that I did so far, I've seen this matchup. This is something interesting, I guess.
I do imagine that...
Something that...
Yeah, I do imagine that France will have to do some early aggression, whether they kind of do some age 2 extended play or they do like a semi-Musk or semi-Hazard type play. I think going for semi-Hus will definitely be a safe bet, because we've all seen what Malta can do if they're left untouched, and if they get to sort of 20 minutes into the game and their expo pike mass is just absolutely insane. So I do think we're going to see some early aggression by Minimoult. Decided to go for an early TP. What do you think about this for France, Jager?
I've actually seen this in multiple matches for French recently, that they go for the age 1 TP, and I feel it's gonna pay off. And I've seen it with a TP with the advanced trade post, and also so they go for TP, and also they will go for a native settlement and just try to do age 2 native rush basically.
So it'd be interesting if we do get some natives here. So we've got the House of Jager, and we also have the House of Oldenburg. So yeah, not my favorites. Oldenburg particularly isn't one of my favorites. House of Jager does have some very useful techs. Its big button is interesting as well, and I've seen that utilized really effectively. Obviously, going for an early TP start for Minimoult, that does sacrifice France doing their standard early hunting dogs play, which is one of the reasons why France have a very strong eco at the beginning of the game. So they always have that classic 14 age up with hunting dogs, and then still traps and placer mines in transition to age 2, or as soon as they age up to age 2. So I imagine we will see a market go down though in the transition to the age. So we'll keep an eye out on that for Mini. We'll take a quick look over to Tit. He has gone for an early TP as well, and that's pretty standard from Malta. So that doesn't seem like there's anything too out of the ordinary for him. Leaving that gold crate on the floor, because obviously he doesn't need to gather that until he ages up. And anyone out there thinking, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, that's going to waste villager seconds. So having it on to deer instead is going to allow him to age up quicker. So it's going to be battle for some treasures. We'll take a quick look, see where the explorers are. Oh, 20.
Could you double check your setting in the option and see if VSync is on or off, just to double check?
I think it is on.
No, just turn it off then.
VSync off, yeah?
Yeah, just turn off the VSync and set it to 144. Oh, no, you're on 63. It should be alright.
Okay, cool.
Doesn't need to increase it. Yeah, I suppose that's fixed, chat. I hope we don't have any more issues. Alright, continue, I guess.
Great, good stuff. Okay. Interesting name by Mini. I date my double cousin. He's named his. Not sure if
Oh
there's
god.
a hidden meaning
Oh,
there.
is that the bug?
So yeah, interesting, Mini. What you get up to in your spare time is up to you, mate. But you know, spare us the hidden messages. Anyways, yeah, so pretty standard stuff here. We'll take a quick look over to Minimoult. Yeah, it looks like he's... Oh, wow, okay. This isn't something you see every day. And if we take a quick look at his deck, this is very native heavy. So going for exotic hardwoods. No wonder he wanted to go for the early TP, because he wanted that second card in Age 1. So, wow. Not something you see every day as France. So
actually, aside from that, he has Pioneers, and he also has Wilderness Warfare. So that's going to be a really tanky CDBs on French if he just sent both of them, and that will be really hard to raid. Oh man, that's nasty.
So this is, I think Tit has understood. I think Tit's had a look at Mini's deck, because if you take a quick look, this is actually Tit that's building both of these native TPs over here, and really he's only leaving Minimoult these two over here. So that could be an interesting tactic by Tit if you wanted to kind of block these natives, so that deny Mini these extra population that they can make from the natives. However, you know, we'll wait and see. Another TP going down, so no doubt we'll see some stagecoats by Mini. He likes his stagecoats eco. Going for the House of Jagelian. Like I said earlier, House of Jagelian has some nice techs. Its unit shipments, though, its units itself aren't that strong. You've got the Lipka Tartar, which is, I believe, a very weak kind of horse archer. Yeah. And Shock Riders, again, you know, not very strong either. But again, has some very useful techs like this one here. The Jagelian Legacy, the Pansanai, you know, so a couple of useful techs.
The very good part about it is the special tech, or the big button upgrade of it, which basically evens out all of your resources, which is really strong, I feel.
So again, I feel like I'm watching something out of vanilla Age of Empires 3, because we're seeing France in his first card in Age 2 is going for the native treaties, and this isn't something I don't think I've seen since vanilla Age of Empires 3. So he's going to be getting a batch of natives from each native settlement that he has. So at the moment, it's just going to be some Lictor Tartars. Okay, so it gives him 2 of these Lipka Tartars, and it also gives him a Shock Rider, which is like a it's like a Lancer type unit, isn't it? It has a strong charged attack, and then just kind of an okay you know, hand attack after that. They are quite weak though, so they will get kind of microed by most units. So he needs to have a fair few of them. They're kind of like glass cannons, so he does need to have a fair few of them out on the map. Now, he is also going to wait for this to come up, and that's going to give him some techs from the House of Oldenburg as well, some units from there. So, you know, not a terrible card, but it's not something you see very often. Interesting. It's going to give him 5 Lipka Tartars, or is that something he's just...
Did any train those, or?
He must have used the tech.
He trained them.
No, so there's a tech that gives you 5 of these.
Oh yeah. There was the tech. Yeah,
and I believe it does something else as well. It ups the techs, because these are the units that he gets from the House of Oldenburg. So he gets 2 of these Northern Musketeers, and then he gets 2 of these Royal Hunters.
Oh man, I guess you didn't realize this. That's a really smart move by Mini. So having the Royal Hunters, they have a villager tag. So once you send the Pioneers, they will be also getting a buff from that card as well. That's gonna be really massive for Mini. I just loved it. Loved the play. Well played, Mini. That was a really smart move. But meanwhile, on the other side, it seemed like both are just trying to trade the trade posts on each other.
Oh, nice Tartars coming out there and doing some damage. not going to be able to take down this depot, but that's quite a heavy investment, and it's not going to really do too much. It's not even going to take down this trading post, so that's sort of a waste of 100 resources, unless it can do some damage, which it did, but not really very much.
It's not much. Yeah, he couldn't finish unless he just goes for another. But I don't know.
So yeah, so some big brain play by Minimoult here. He's clearly done his research on this map and has really, really practiced this kind of build order. So it's very unique, and it's not something you see very often. So it's really great that we get to see some like crazy plays like this. Utilizing these native cards, native treaties. It's really good to see, and yeah, I'm really happy that Minimoult's decided to go for something like this. However, he does need to be careful. Although, yes, he's taken down these trading posts. It's taken some time because these units don't have very good siege. All the while, if we take a look at Tit, he has gone for German Tongue. He's gone for Wigner Court. These are very good eco cards. So Minimoult needs to capitalize on the fact that Tit has gone again. Tit's gone very greedy, and he needs to do some damage out on the map. Does have some expos out now, quite a few expos as well. So yeah, Minimoult's going to struggle, I think, to try to capitalize on this.
And meanwhile, seems like Mini is trying to research the settler HP on the great code, basically on the market that would boost the Royal Huntsman HP as well. And on the other side, he's using the Royal Huntsman on the hunts, which gives him the food trickle. As you can see, it's weaker than the normal French settler. It's just 1.09, which is almost the same rate as a regular settler on food.
Yeah, so I wonder how this one's going to turn out. I'm not... Mini needs to be careful. Tit is catching up in score as well, and Tit has done quite well at taking down some of these Hussars, and these are Order Hussars, which are more powerful than normal Hussars, but they're also a tiny bit more expensive. I believe they're about 10 food and 10 gold more expensive than normal Hussars. So it's really nice job of Mini to take down these Order Hussars. However, I do think he's going to fall behind in eco as time goes on. But they're both going for relatively greedy play. Minimoult now going for native warrior combat, so he's really going to invest into the native warriors, which is testament to getting these extra TPs as well, which is what he clearly wanted. And this is what I said at the start, that maybe Tit wanted to deny him those 2 TPs very early on, and that's bought him a lot of time. That's actually bought him a huge amount of time, so that's kind of nice play by Tit. Lots of units out now.
You missed something. He has the native warrior combat already. He's sending the team native warrior combat. So that's
wow,
15% plus the additional 10%. Those natives are huge at the moment.
Wow, absolutely huge. And I imagine he might even actually want to send the team hand cavalry attack as well, because he's got all of these shock riders out. So having even more damage. And if we take a look, 46 lance attack, which is their charge attack, is absolutely huge. Looks like he thinks it's go time now. So he's got that big power spike in. These shock riders are going to go diving in, and it's going to absolutely decimate some of these villagers. Or they're going to quickly go into the commandery, though, which is a nice little escape. Does pick up one villager, though.
He got one.
It's not bad. Right. It's not bad. Yep. He's going to run away. He's got huge mobility here. Huge mobility. So we'll see how he capitalizes on that mobility and what he can do. There are some huge villagers out. And if we look, Minimoult has his scout in stealth mode at the moment, so Tit's not going to know that he sees him, and boom, it's going to be way too late before he does. What are these villagers doing out so far on the map? That's absolutely huge. Man.
That's oh my god, settler wagon and those villagers are pouring down.
So absolutely great play by Mini, using the scout, to check to see if there's any villagers over there by the hunt, and just wow, using that mobility, like I said, and that charged lance attack to absolutely decimate these villagers. Really nice play by Minimoult here. Tit might lose some straggling units around here, which isn't great for him, but it's not going to be a sort of GG. lost there. So whilst this raid over here could potentially be GG, as long as Minimoult can stay on top now. So yeah, really, really nice, well played by Mini there. Just great use of his scout, which he has, which is one of France's bonuses at the start of the game. They get a free scout, and then using those native warriors to their full potential. So yeah, just absolutely beautiful play by Minimoult here.
Oh my god, look at this. This is a 4 native post
Oh,
play,
wow.
and that's huge, man. Look at the army. Look at on top of that, the trade posts are giving XP trickle, and that's gonna be 4 times. I think it's 0.35 XP on each of them. But for some reason inside the UI it doesn't show. But yeah, that's really good. That's really huge.
Yeah, so a really nice, I think 20% there, HP boost to HP boost to all natives. So yeah, these Tartars now not looking so weak, and these Shock Riders, definitely having a bit of tankiness about them now. So looks like he thinks it's go time. If he can take down these pikemen, I think he's going to do a really good job. Those musketeers are going to do a good job, but they're not going to last very long. These Tartars also want to get over to these Hussars, to the Order Hussars. Once the pikes go down, once the musketeers go down, once the Hussars go down, wow, these Shock Riders are just going to do absolutely huge amounts of damage to these Expos. And he's struggling. Tit is really struggling to take down these Shock Riders. They do such insane damage. Wow, I've never. Like they're even making.
To be fair, like most of the DPS is coming from the Lipkar Hussars. Look at that attack speed 1.25. They're just standing still and shooting everything in their way.
Yeah.
Look how fast it is. Oh my god, that's huge.
I have never seen these units used in such a fashion. And wow, GG just called by Tit there. Just
wow.
Wow. I mean, what more is there to say? I mean, when was the last time you saw all of these native techs used in a game before? And this is top 10 level play. Like, this is the best of the best, and he's making Tit look like he doesn't know how to play these civs, and it's just absolutely huge big brain play by Minimoult. Just he's clearly done his full research. He's clearly spent a lot of time practicing this build order, and yeah, I mean, well deserved by Minimoult there. Just absolutely huge. 415 HP. These Shock Riders getting the promotion, which is something I didn't know. So there's an example of a Shock Rider with the maximum promotions, 463 HP, considering they have a 31 hand attack. But you've got to bear in mind that they also have that Lancer type attack, the charged attack, which does insane amounts of damage as well. Mix that in with hand resist and range resist. What a unit! Yeah, Minimoult.
I mean, that's a third promotion that's a third promotion Shock Rider. So it's just max stat. It's really scary. It's a really scary unit indeed. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really impressed with Minimoult there. Tit put up a good fight. I think just unfortunately, that villager raid really cost him. I think that villager raid and not having anything protecting those villagers kind of cost him the game. I think if those villagers didn't go down, Tit wouldn't have had to push out like he did, and he probably could have massed more anti-cavalry. So, yeah, it could have been closer if he didn't lose those villagers, but I think that villager raid was definitely the GG moment. So, yeah, well played to both, but Minimoult just, coming on top again.
That was a really nice play and also decision by Mini.
So I believe these are best of fives, correct?
Yeah, that was a best of 5. So basically, Mini went through.
Yeah, well played to Minimoult. Really, really impressive. Had done his research on all the maps clearly, even from game number 1. So yeah, well played to Mini. Tit put up a good fight. But yeah, Mini just coming out on top. So probably potentially one of the favourites, wouldn't you say, Jager?
Yeah, I guess it was really amazing. I guess, I mean, don't get me wrong, both of these players are really good. So
they are indeed. They are.
It was just amazing.
Okay, let's put these. Can you catch up on that?
Right, so let me just double check if there is any game being played at the moment that we can just jump into it
Okay, great.
or not. But I guess, yeah, this series is already over. Now we'll be looking into the others. So we have Julian K versus Kanisi and also April versus Optimus. But I guess the April versus Optimus is the final game of their series that is being played. So I guess instead, maybe we can just jump into Julian K versus Kanisi. So what
Okay.
do you guys think?
Should we leave it up to chat to decide? Let me catch up on chat real quick. Let's see what's going on.
There is some chaos going on inside the chat at the moment.
Why am I not surprised, eh?
All right, I guess we will just get into Julian K versus Canisi's game.